Hi, I'm James, and today we're going to look at the latest edition of Dungeons & Dragons Adventure, which is issue 4. So, what I'll do is I'll go through the magazine, then we'll look at the free gifts. So, usual cover art. Yeah, we've seen that before. I wish they would actually just use a different one for each issue. They've managed it with their other magazines, don't know why they've done that. So, kind of ominously, when we look on the inside, we've got a rather famous vampire in D&D, Strahd, so that's an interesting note. So what have we got as we go through? So we've got casting times and spell range. Okay, yeah, that makes a lot of sense to include that fairly early on. Talks about areas of effect. Yeah, nothing drastic there. Dwarves, so it talks about the dwarves. It seems to be concentrating still on the Forgotten Realms. Okay, that's not a drama for me. Might be for some people. Talks about the different types of dwarves. Love some of the artwork. I mean, it is recycled artwork, but it is nice. So we've then got details on the cleric, very similar to what we had for the magic user in previous versions. So we've got a little bit about them, how they work, what they are. Yep. Then we've got the features at first level. Very similar to what we saw last time. Really could have combined them, I suppose. Talks about the divine domain, cantrip, discipline of life. A couple of little top tips. Yeah. Starting to go into a bit of detail now on the locations for the Sword Coast. So talks about sort of Baldur's Gate, Neverwinter, Waterdeep, Undermountain. Okay. Yeah. Part 2, we've got again little bits of detail. There's nothing jumping out from this that's new or exciting, provided you know Faerun. If you don't, then yeah, it's a nice background. So now we come to the vampires. So yeah, bit of detail on Strahd. Okay, what a vampire is. Yeah, bit of detail. No game mechanics. It's just background. Then we come to the Zentarim, so explaining who the Zentarim are and what their impact on the Forgotten Realms is. So yeah, that's quite nice. I like the way it's sort of broken down with the goals and ideals. It does talk about the fact that the Zentarim are slightly different to the other factions, and yeah, okay, I like that. Then we come to the encounter, and it's the encounters, in all fairness, are the bits that I really get these for. So we've got daylight robbery. So again, I'm trying not to do any spoilers. There is a minor spoiler for anybody who's playing in Phandalin. So just be aware. So what we have is the players are hired to escort a wagon. Okay, there's been a mudslide and things haven't gone particularly well. Not so keen on the artwork that's being done specifically for the issue. It's just not the style I like. Nothing wrong with it, but nothing jumping out for me. So this time your patron is Lynn Greywind. Again, if you know Phandalin, she runs the Miners' Welfare. Goes through her motivations for trying to hire the players, the people who are actually in the convoy. Yeah, that's fair enough. I like the fact that you're starting to get a bit more character interaction. You've got an NPC, young noble child who wants them to know about being an adventurer, wants him to try and get a bit of change in his diet, and actually get him to show off. Yeah, it'd be interesting to see how that plays. You then get a Zentarim ambush. Now, this is the only bit that struck me as a bit weird, because we've got Lynn Greywind, who is a member of the Zentarim, and the Zentarim ambush the convoy. That doesn't quite gel for me. Very easy to change the patron. I would probably go back to Toblin at the inn that we had in issue 1 and use him. Oh, there's a guy here who's looking for adventurers. After what you did, I thought I'd recommend you, and I think that would make a nice simple little change. So we've got what happens, including some big complications, as you can tell. rewards and a bonus reward, some stat blocks. I'm keeping it simple, commoner and bandit for basically pretty much everyone in the adventure, other than the vampire spawn. Now, very important note if you're a player, the vampire spawn here is radically toned down from the standard vampire spawn that you will find on D&D Beyond. So if you are using D&D Beyond and then use the statistics, you'll have a problem, because a vampire spawn is a challenge rating 5. There's no challenge rating on these, but it has been considerably toned down. But I think a great villain. I think this is a nice little encounter. It's got different options for where it can go, which is quite nice. But yeah, nice simple one. So yeah, I mean, there's nothing wrong with these adventures. They are really nice. It's going to come down to, realistically, to me, when you're buying this, is the free gift that you get with it worthwhile, and whether you've got the rulebooks. If you've got the rulebooks, let's be, brutally honest. You're talking to the rulebooks and background. You're talking paying for 6 pages, and you've got the stats for some of them already. So let's see what we get with it. So we get 2 bits. We get quite a nice little dice bag. Feels velvety. Yeah, I think that's quite nice. And the giant D20. Yeah, it's got a nice little bit of heft to it. Yeah, 19. That makes it change me rolling that well. Yeah, 19 again. You're just going to check 19 again. There we go. I was just starting to wonder whether it was weighted. And there we go. Back to my normal Will Wheaton level of luck with a 1. Yeah, 3, yeah, so 2, yeah, I'm now back to normal on this. I was just a little worrying when I got the same number 3 times in a row. So, this is what you get with issue 4 then. What worries me is there is nothing telling me what's in with issue 5. Yeah, that's concerning. These usually, back page, big thing, this is what we're getting with the next one, this is what what you should be getting. Should I get any more? I don't know. It is a lot of money for what you're getting. What you sort of you're getting. It's becoming much more difficult, and with that, and I've not been able to find a list of what's coming with it. The standee figures that we saw in the previous issue, they're not. Let's be honest, they're not worth the money. I could go out and buy figures cheaper than them. The dice. I mean, how many dice do you need? The map was nice, so I'm going to have a look what's in issue 5 to decide whether I buy it. I can't see me buying this long term, and I do think that Hachette have made a bit of a mistake with this. When you're talking £9 an issue, there's not going to be many people buy it. Let's be realistic, when you buy the figures, well, magazines with figures, they're worth a lot more. I mean, I don't pick them all up. I just tend to pick up the ones that interest me. And I picked up one with 20 night goblins for the same sort of price. That's worth it. A dice and a bag? I don't think it is. Let's see where it goes from here. Hopefully you've enjoyed the video. If you have, please click on the like button below so that I know what people like and I know what to make more of. Alternatively, if you've enjoyed it and think you'd like to see more, please click on the subscribe button. That way you get notified by YouTube whenever I bring out a new video. And you never know, there might be something in there that you hadn't considered, because I do cover a variety of things on the channel. And finally, if you have a little bit of cash going, I now have a Patreon account. I'm always looking for patrons, because at the end of the day, let's be perfectly honest, it's a good way for me to get a little bit of money that will use to buy review items or to travel to museums and so on. I don't put a huge amount on that. At the minute, all we've got is one tier charging £1 a month, which just, as I said, helps cover my costs. See you soon.